Familiar faces, but new places. Mike Riley now in Lincoln. Jim McElwain going from the Mountain West to the SEC. He's now in Gainesville. And then Jim Harbaugh, the heavy hitter, he's now in Ann Arbor. How will these coaches in new jobs fare this National Signing Day? Hey everyone, welcome to our Campus Insider Studios. I am Shae Peppler and he is Allen Trieu. He's live and in studio, a recruiting analyst from Scout.com. And Allen, let's first start with Jim Harbaugh. How do you expect him to finish out tomorrow?
Well, I think the expectations were extremely high in Ann Arbor this year. So I think a lot of the fans thought Jim Harbaugh was going to get hired and 5 stars were going to just start falling from the sky. That hasn't exactly happened yet, but he has a chance to finish strong tomorrow. I think they still have a chance with Mike Weber. They still have a shot with Chris Clark, a 5-star tight end who was once committed to them. And there's still a pipe dream out there with Iman Marshall, Roquan Smith, and some of those guys. And you can never rule out a late surprise as well. So even though they only have 9 commits in the class, I think they'll finish out nicely here.
Yeah, a lot of eyeballs in Ann Arbor tomorrow, no doubt about that. Mike Riley, leaving behind Oregon State, he's now in Big Ten territory. How do you think he cleans up in the Midwest?
Well, they've done a good job of not only getting new kids in the class, but they've had to keep some guys at home as well. So I think as much of his recruiting effort has been on keeping those guys in the class that were committed as getting new guys in the class. They've kept Deshaun Neal around, even though the aforementioned Jim Harbaugh came in after him. They've added a few new guys to the class. So I don't know if tomorrow will be that eventful for them, but I think as a whole, he's done well since taking over in Lincoln.
Finally, Jim McElwain, back in the SEC where he was once a coordinator. He inherits a class that was at one point in the 100s. Do you think, though, he finishes out strong?
I absolutely think so. You know, he had nowhere to go but up, really. As you mentioned, they were in the hundreds. They're now creeping into the 60s and 50s. And as you can see, they have several top targets on the board tomorrow. I think they get Martez Ivey. I think they get Byron Cowart. Wow. And they have a good shot at CeCe Jefferson. So those 2 guys alone, if they get 2 out of the 3, I think they're going to end up finishing possibly in the top 30, top 25 nationally.
Unbelievable. Could be a big day for the Gators. Allen Trieu, thanks so much for the insight. Good to have you in studio.
Absolutely.
And be sure to stick with Campus Insiders all day tomorrow. We've got National Signing Day coverage from all angles, exclusive interviews and analysis only right here on CampusInsiders.com.